Hello and welcome everyone. Today we don't write any free and open source software, but we will talk about one. But also we will talk about this guy. It is ultra compact, ultralight e-ink reader. And there is a couple of reasons I'm interested in this particular device and in the class of those devices. First of all, I travel with only one backpack around the world, so I can't carry too much with me, and I try to reduce weight as much as possible, whenever it's possible. And the second reason is to have some kind of fallback when I'm tired, and it's hard to control myself, and instead of doom scrolling or reading messages or watching videos, I want something to be always available, so I can use it instead of my less cool habits. And this one can be a good substitute, as I can carry it always with me wherever I go, even during hiking runs or trips or whatever. It will be always available. So let's see what inside boxes. The first box has some accessories. I don't think it will be something too interesting here. It's micro SD reader, some magnetic rings with a sticky tape on the other side. One is black, one is white. You can put it on backpack or any other surface, so you can stick e-ink reader to it, or maybe phone if you don't have MagSafe accessories ring already. The wipe to clean the screen, and the screen protector. This is basically the first box. The second one should be a leather case. It's surprisingly heavy, almost as heavy as e-reader itself, I guess. But let's see what we have. We have pretty nice case. Between those two plates there was a layer, not to damage the edge, and it's actually heavy. Let's see how much does it weigh. It's 47 grams. It's almost the same as the reader itself, which is very interesting. And it seems the both sides are magnetic, so it can both stick to the back of the reader and also when it's closed to keep the closed position. But it doesn't have any extra accessories. It has only magnets somewhere here and the case itself. So nothing here. Very minimalistic. Okay, now let's see its reader itself. There are two sub boxes. The first one has a cable. Actually, there are two versions of this e-ink reader, xteink X3 and X4. X4 appeared earlier, I guess, and it's slightly larger, like 4.3 inches screen, and it has USB Type-C charging. But this one, a smaller version, doesn't have Type-C charging. It has this Pogo-pin. It's 4 pins and 2 magnets, I guess, and it should stick to the back of the e-reader. And you can think that it's kind of proprietary cable and so on. If you lose one, you need to buy some very expensive one or hard to find. But actually I researched it, and it's not very proprietary. I found this dongle, this Type-C dongle, so I can use this one instead of the whole cable and use my usual Type-C cable with it. So it's not a big deal. But originally I was very concerned about it, but later I found out that it's not that a big of a problem. The reader itself, oops, some quick start guide, and the reader itself is tiny. I mean, oof, it's like half of my palm. And my hands are not the biggest, I would say. Very nice, very comfortable to hold it. And actually it's not the first time I hold it. Before that, I shared my thoughts about this ink device with my friend, and he was like, oh, it's quite cool, and he ordered it. He ordered it to Kazakhstan, and after that he came to Bangkok and I met him, and like I already tried this device, so preliminary I know how it works, how it feels, but it's still very impressive. I never had so small ink reader, never. And it's so tiny. I don't know, it's 5 millimeters, maybe 6 millimeters. And the screen itself, you can see it's almost on the same level of the whole frame. So the distance between ink surface and the screen is just half a millimeter or something, and it feels like ink on the edge of the device, which is pretty cool. I like how it looks, and I especially picked the white one, so it blends with the e-ink default background, because I prefer to write on a white background. So this one looks very, very impressive. Probably not the best camera to show all that stuff, but still visible, I guess. And let's try our charger. Okay, it fits quite well. I mean the dongle, not the original charger. The original charger is here. It's definitely not the best grip. Actually, this one holds much better. I would say it. But maybe not. Like, anyway, I think it's not the big deal, because you don't need to charge it often. My friend read 1000 pages on it, and it still have 50% of the charge, so you can use basically for a month without charging, which is very nice. Let's see how much it weighs. 57 grams. Actually, it's get magnetized. Still 57. Nice. And let's check how the case fits it. I guess the right way is to put it like this. With the case, it doesn't feel that impressive in terms of weight. It's still quite light. It's just 100 grams. And when you open it, it stays here. So you can hold it with case as well, which is quite nice. It doesn't have any touchscreen. It doesn't have any backlight. So the idea, sometimes I prefer to read in the dark, the in screen. The idea here, if I have a case, I can put a small lamp over here, and the light from it will go into the screen, and it should be quite readable even in the dark. I have a small flashlight coming to me probably in a few days, not yet here. I will use it as a camp light during my travels and hikes, but also I plan to use it as a backlight for this device. So in the evening before sleep, leaning in my hammock, I can open a book and have it lighted with very warm color of 3000 kelvins, something like this. It should be cozy, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, what else we can find here? There's another cool thing. This is a hole, so you can put a lanyard here. For now I have only this one, but let's try to put it through. Okay, it stuck a bit. Almost. Okay, good. Actually, for right-handed, it's a bit inconvenient position because you would expect it here. And also it kind of gets in the way a bit. But probably I will put a lighter rope here, so it doesn't affect me so much. But still, it's a strange decision to put it into the into the left corner. I guess like 80% of people are right-handed or something, or ambidextrous. So it would be logical to make it right-handed. Okay, whatever. Let's take it off for now. We'll see how we can work around it, or do we need to do it at all? Oh, actually, the cool thing about this device, you can use it upside down, for example, like this. So, like this, for example. In this case, it doesn't feel so annoying, and you can like switch the pages by pressing physical button here. Actually, there are quite a lot of buttons, like 4 buttons here, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The button to turn on device, and the button to reset the device, and SD card, micro SD card here. So quite a lot of buttons, so you can hold it upside down and read and press with your pinky or ring finger, or with your thumb right here, or maybe here. Not sure if you can rebind all the buttons. Anyway, this way it may works, but still I probably would prefer it to be here, but we will see how it goes. Anyway, let's boot the device, I guess. Inside the device we have ESP32 processor, very small, power efficient, and I guess it's a perfect fit for the device of such size, because it will allow it to work for quite a long. And you definitely need your own operating system here. I mean, there are probably no operating systems that will work on ESP32 and are supposed for e-readers. So the developers of the device wrote their own software to run on this device. But the cool thing is that you don't need to use the operating system, because As far as I know, it's proprietary. You can flash a CrossPoint, a firmware, and friend open source software. That's quite good in terms of functionality. But let's see how looks this one. You have buttons to jump between items. You can open settings. You can tap read or nothing to read. Let's see if there's some folders. No files in the folders. 29 gigabytes, 100% battery. Okay. Nothing to try yet. Anyway, I will flash a firmware and will upload books later. But so far, I'm quite satisfied with the size and look and feel. Actually, the density, screen density is 259 or something, like above 200. And for e-ink readers, it's quite good density already. You probably won't notice too much pixels or something, and it's very comfortable for reading. So the quality of e-ink and the density of it is very nice. The bigger version, xteink X4, has slight smaller density, 229 I guess, or something like this, and it's probably a bit more noticeable, the quality of the screen. But this one looks very good, and on my friend's device it looks quite readable. And right now I have much better vision, so I will definitely notice all the stuff here. I can see small pixels, but they don't affect the experience. And probably this is more for rendering issue of the current operating system rather than the problem of the hardware. The buttons quite nice. They clicks well. The sound is satisfying. The quality, I mean, those one is a bit shallow, I guess it's the right word. Those one a bit more clicky and tactile, but I have no problems with them. We'll see how they hold with time. What else to tell about this device? Probably I need to put a screen protector, and after that flash a new firmware, upload the books, and see how it goes. And probably later we'll report how well it was integrated into my life and how much it helped me to fight with my bad habits of reading messages on my phone or doom scrolling feeds and watching videos. Hope it will go well and I will become much more readable person. See you in a bit. Bye.